Hi everyone, Paul the Scale Modeler. Today we've got a review of the Hobbyboss 148 A-6A Intruder. Hobbyboss are releasing some fantastic kits lately. I bought a whole load lately, they're F18, F14, etc. A10, it's a bit of an older kit. This one's one of their more current releases. Looks a superb kit. I've had a very quick look in the box and I liked it so much, or I saw just quickly looking, I went out and bought it myself. So we've got one for review. And this is the April prize draw, prized, and it's by Timber Value Kit, so somebody's going to win this. And then we've got my one, which I'll build at a later date as well. Like I said, it looks a superb kit. Hobbyboss have really upped the game. Can't fault them all. I got a lot of kit for the money. Absolutely superb. I think the RRP on this is £44. Go and see Timber Value Kit on Facebook if you want one, and he'll sort you one out. So we'll head over to the workbench, have a review, but right now here's the intro video. Okay, so we're on the workbench. As usual, story of my life lately. Giant box, barely fitting camera. Bit of a nightmare, but it's by the by. It'll be out of the way in a minute, it's not a problem. Cracking box art. Again, Hobbyboss's box art, absolutely superb. Real underrated manufacturer, in my opinion. They've released some cracking kits over the past year or so, or even a couple of years rather. Like I say, box art superb, great rendition of the Intruder, stunning looking aircraft, very interesting aircraft as well. A little bit of details on the box. It's 448mm wingspan, length, and a 336.5mm wingspan. 148 scale, so it's going to be a decent sized bird, not overly big. A couple of the colour schemes, well, it's actually the same one, just two different sides, as you can see there. Really hard to get it shot. There we go, we get it on the overhead. There we go, that's better. There. And there, so interesting looking bird, nothing on the side of the boxes, and just another scheme. We can get it in on this side too. So there we go. So what we'll do is we'll make a bit of room, move my phone, it's in the way, just where I don't want it to be. Boxes are really tight on Hobbyboss. One thing I have noticed, it's a bit of a nightmare. Now, well packaged, as you can see, we've got two separate sides. I'm going to take this up a little bit. There we go. A little bit of bump, so November 2013, so it's obviously when the kit was released, I think, top of my head. Yeah, my speakers there it is on the information sheet. A few of their other releases, some real interesting stuff. I think it looks damn awesome on there. So you can normally get one of these in each Hobbyboss kit rather, which is good. I got the instructions, colour call out of all the Ordnance, which is nice, always very handy, and decal placements. We'll get to those later. Box, nicely laid out. So we've got a few white metal parts in there, so we'll get all this out of the way, put it all to one side. But nicely packaged, keeping these parts all nice and safe and clear. Bit of photo etch. Quite a few clear parts, and the clear parts for the canopy and what have you. So like I say, fully protected, hard edge, so nothing's going to get damaged in there. The rest of it all properly packed, individual bags, properly heat sealed, no staples, absolutely superb. And that is a monster aircraft. It is real chunky, stunning aircraft, fantastic. So I'll pop those out over there. Quite a few sprues. It's going to be at least 10 to 12 in there. Bag of Ordnance. It's going to be tricky to assemble because they're on halves. Decal sheets, superb. Put the box on the floor out of the way. And we'll start off with just a random sprue. In fact, we won't. We'll start off with a fuselage halves. Let's have a bit of order to this today. I'm normally all over the shop reviewing aircraft, not knowing what stuff is, and the terrible habit of mine at the minute, I keep calling vertical stabilisers horizontal stabilisers. Don't ask me why, because I know what they are. I keep calling them wrong. So, like I say, heat seal bags, no annoying Tammy bags. First impressions, very well moulded, not the most highest defined riveting I've seen, but still well done. I'm going to come down a little bit just to get the light a bit better for us. There we go. Now there's a little bit of flash on those parts there, only a little bit, just here on these parts, if you can see that. A little bit just with my middle finger is, a little bit around here. On the larger parts there's nothing at all. Panel lines, not bad. They're a little bit vague in places. There's places where I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Like I say, here starts off nice at the top, goes really thin at the bottom. It's not really as well defined as it could be, and the riveting again is a little bit vague in places, but it's very well detailed. It's all crisply done. There's no real problems on those bigger parts. Onto the covers there. Again, panel lines. Not overly done. They're certainly not trench like. But they do vary in place to place. They go a little bit vague in places. Whether it's supposed to, I don't know. I'm not an expert. But I would have liked it a little bit sharp defined. The likes of here on these panels, you can see that they're nicely defined. On the top where it goes over the curves, it kind of loses a little bit of definition. So whether it's going to be a problem, I don't know. So you can rescribe it and add a bit more detail if you want. But out of the box, not disappointing. It just could have done a little bit better. Got a little bit of bearing on the top of the tail. Shouldn't be a major drama really. But overall, it's not too bad. Like I say, could be a bit more. The engraving could be panel lines. Sorry, not engraving. The panel lines could be a bit better defined, but they're okay. Like I say, if you really want to, you could add it back yourself with a rescribing tool and make it a bit better. Like you say, you can always add it back if you wanted to. Anyway, so that's not really much of a problem. We go to wing sections, upper and lower by the look of it. See what we've got here. Riveting's a lot sharper defined on these. You guys can see, I don't know if that's getting glared out there or not, I can't quite see. Much better on these wing sections, a lot more sharply defined, as are the panel lines. No problems there whatsoever. A little bit of detail there in the wheel bay. I've got some hoses and wiring and what have you, so you could always add more to that if you wanted. No problems on this bit at all. Really well defined. Real nice crisp parts. Hope that's not getting whited out. I don't think it is. Hard to see on my monitor. But they are really nice. So they're going to look really nice. Hold a wash really well. We've got various wing control surfaces here. So again, panel lines are lovely. It just seems to be on that fuselage. They seem a little bit weak in places. We've got more detail and parts. I'm assuming they're for wheelbase. A few more hoses and wires and what have you. I'm assuming they're pylons. And again, the riveting's really nice. Panel lines are lovely on those. They're going to hold the wash really nice once they're done. Controls, more wiring and what have you. There's no flash on this anywhere at all. So there's only that one bit of flash. Yes, I said flash. On that bit. The rest of it's really well clear defined, really well moulded, superb. So they're going to add a very nice dimension once I've had a wash added to them. Very nice indeed. So no problems there. Superb. What we got? Ordnance, which will save two bags of ordnance, 4 sprues. My God. So they must have been the wing roots we just had there. These are the wings themselves. Now, whether you can have it, helps if I've actually cut the bag open and not just the edge of the bag. Idiot. So we've got the actual wing sections themselves. Riveting is beautiful on those. A bit of mould release agent. That's the first time I've seen that on a kit for a long time. If you can catch it there, we can get the light to catch it there. I can literally rub that off. That's the first time I've seen mould release agents on the kit for a long time. A little bit on this one too. So again, maybe worth a wipe over, especially if you can see it there. But if I can get you guys in for that riveting on that wing, absolutely stunning. Beautifully detailed. Panel lines are much better. Really nice. Top marks for the moulding. Absolutely superb. A little bit of bearing on the edge of there. But get a buffer on there, just there, and obviously the other side as well. Get a buffer on there, you're not going to see that, shouldn't be a problem at all. Superb, very impressed by that. Apart from the mould release agent, which can't necessarily be helped because it is needed to obviously release the sprue from the mould. So it does make you think that it is there. Right, we've got intakes, look like bulkheads for the cockpit. Few other parts, bit of flash on some parts there, I'll get to that in a minute. It's nothing drastic though, just a few edges. Mainly on the edge of these, if you can see it, and the back of this panel here as well. It's nothing major, but there is still flash there to be wary of. Can't see anywhere else. I mean, the likes of these smaller parts, these struts and bars and what have you, there's none on there, so they're all crispy moulded. Bit more bare in here. Quite bad on that, to be honest. So again, depending on whether it's on show or where it goes, you have to get a bit of sander on that, give it a buff, get it cleaned up. A bit of marring here on this bit as well. But again, nothing too drastic. Quick go over with a polisher and it'll be gone. Level of detail is good. Again though, we've got the panel line on this, well, I presume it's a panel, and the riveting's a little bit vaguer than what we had over there. But again, maybe it's meant to be like that, I don't know. Not an expert on the Intruder by all means. I'm not an expert on anything, to be honest. But, looks good. No real problems. Like I say, if you wanted to, if you're really a stickler for it, you could add the detail back in. It does look a great kit. So looking forward to tackling mine at some point. Right, so I'm assuming got the cockpit tub, which we have, which isn't too bad at all. Quite nicely detailed in there, plenty of buttons on the consoles. So once you get that painted up, weathered, dry brushed, get a wash in there, it's going to look superb. Also got plenty of other smaller parts, which are beautifully crisp, no flash on those. Just seems to be the odd part as flash, and then parts you'd expect to have flash like these, or real thin parts, like these bars here. They have nothing. A bit strange really, but shouldn't really have any flash at all. Not, you know, a 2013 kit. There's no excuse for it. But it is, you know, you can deal with it. As long as it's only here and there, not every single sprue's got it on, I'm not that particularly bothered. But some nice detailed parts there. I'm assuming this is the very, very front of the cockpit, the console, cowling. And that's rather nice detailed. Again, with some wiring and hose detail on there. You could add more of it. You're that way inclined. Got an arrestor hook, I assume it's an arrestor hook. Landing gear struts. Another one of those there. I'm not sure what that's for actually. No, so again, plenty of small parts. No flash on there at all. Absolutely superb. What we got next? Two more left. We've got the nose. Oh, that's a nice nice instrument panel I just seen there. I don't know if we're going to get decals for it, but I don't think it's going to need them. Look absolutely superb, but I just seen them. Oh, rip the bag open. Right, it's got ejector seats. So are these sprues the same? They are indeed. We've got two sprues the same. So we'll just look at one and put one out of the way. So we've got the ejector seat, which is quite well detailed. Get you guys in there to have a look. Well, it's not too bad at all. We've got wheels, which are more than halves, which I'm not a fan of. We've got seat cushions, again, nice once you get a wash in there. They're going to look great. We've got all the components for the seat, ejector pulls, parts like that, absolutely superb. If you can see how thin that thing is on my hand, very crisply moulded. Start to chuck it down outside now, which is great. So again, no problems there. The wheels are quite well detailed. If you wanted to, you could probably replace them with some resin, update wheels, but they're not too bad. Front one's moulded in one piece, and again, once you get a wash in there, they're going to look rather realistic. Get a bit of UMP washing the treads, which are a bit vague to be fair. But other than that, no problems on that sprue at all. No, not one hint of flash. And that's what I mean. Small parts, no flash. There's a couple of big parts with flash. A little bit weird. Right, nose cone with, no one could pretend to know what they are. Let's have a look at that instrument panel. Look at that, that's a beauty. I'm going to zoom in for that one actually. Get to focus. That's a cracking instrument panel. Absolutely superb. That's really well detailed, really, really nice. That's going to look fantastic. Painted up, bit of dry brushing, bit of a wash, a few different colour buttons. I'm not sure there's a decal for it. Get your screens in. I don't know what colour the screen's going to be with. They're going to be green. Bit of clear in there or varnish, get the shine on. That's going to look absolutely superb. That's a cracking console instrument panel. Quite impressed by that. Got the two halves of the nose. Bit of flash on those, which you can only see inside really. If I can get that to focus. Again, you're going to be gluing that together, so that'll be gone anyway. I'm not sure what these parts are. Oh, they look like actuators, are they? I'm not sure. But again, no problems there, and I think that instrument panel is superb. Absolutely great. Things like that, they're just a joy to paint, weather up and what have you. Make all the difference. Right, 2 bags of ordnance, and we've got bombs and missiles that I haven't got a clue what the names are, because you know I'm useless at this stuff. I just enjoy building models. I'll research stuff when I need it. Until then, I just paint them, and there's a hell of a lot of flash on that one there, and I think it is. Got identical sprues we have. Pop that to one side. Right, they're all in halves, so they're all going to need gluing together, which isn't a problem. But the very, very centre of that sprue on these two here, oh god, flick it up, there's quite a bit of flash around the edge there, but it is literally just on those two there, which is a bit weird. Very, very strange. No idea why. I'd be interested when I look through my kit if it's got the flash in the same places. A couple of pylons. Certainly plenty of ordnance on this thing. Another bag full of stuff, and we've got drop tanks and all sorts to look at. But great, no problems there. They're all quite well detailed. The riveting's alright, the panel lines are okay. Apart from that little bit of flash, no problems there whatsoever. You certainly get plenty in the box for your money, I'll give it that. Right, not drop tanks actually. Oh, that yes they are drop tanks. That was right first time. 2 identical sprues again, so we'll get rid of 1. Let's see if we get any more flash in any more weird places. And no problems on this. One little bit of flash there, but nothing to be concerned about at all. A little bit on the end of one of the tails, but no problem there at all. Great stuff again, absolutely superb. So no problems there. Plenty of ordnance to choose from. You're gonna have a bit of work to do on these seams. I know that, 'cause I've just done it on my Tamiya F16. It'll just take a while to get them perfect, but overall they're gonna have a great effect. And you've certainly got plenty of choice. I'm not sure what the layout of the Ordnance is in the kit, but we'll have a look when we get to it. First clear parts. And they're not bad at all. Nice and clear. Very clear in fact. So they're going to cause no problem at all. Very nice. So no problems there. I'm not going to linger on this because there's not much to look at. I'm going to pop this back in its bag. No problem at all. We've got a little bit of Photo-etch, which I'll save for a minute until we get to those white metal legs. More clear parts, which I'm going to assume it's a giant canopy off the front of it. Really impressive. That's a big piece of plastic. Having a look at the quality, let's have a look on camera first. So it's frosted at the front, obviously where it's painted. Clarity's not too bad, it's not perfect. There's quite a bit of distortion, but obviously it is a big canopy. It's a big piece of plastic. It's not the best I've seen, it's certainly not the worst. So it's clear, the clarity is spot on, absolutely perfect, but there is a bit of distortion obviously where it curves around. There's no magnification though, which is quite surprising. So again, that's going to cause no problems at all, and that's a giant piece of glass. That's going to be a breeze to mask up, which is nice. And again, I'm going to wrap it up. Whoever wins this, you will get my brand new unopened box. I will keep this one, just to make it fair. We normally seal them back up, we've got a heat sealer, but you can have my unopened copy as such. So you do get a brand new kit. Let's see how, what have we got here? Is going to be the rear part of the canopy. Assuming it's going to be almost as big, which it is. Bit of marring on the front of that one, and you can see it just in there, but again we can polish it up if we need be. Again, nice rivet detail around the edge of it. A little bit of distortion again, no magnification, and beautifully clear. The clarity is superb. So they're going to cause no problems. Bit more of a tricky one to mask. To be honest, nowadays I've stopped mucking about with masking tape. I just buy the mask sets. Much easier, gives a much better effect. Unless it's a totally straight piece of plastic, I just go out and pay £5–6 to get the masking set. Take all the drama out. Much quicker, much easier, much neater. And I think gives a better result. Obviously, you don't have to. That's my personal choice. I just find I've made like half myself for a few years. Things get a bit easier now, better kits, better techniques, and obviously using stuff like that makes it a lot easier and simpler as well. And I've started using them on everything, but some things I have. Right, Photo-etch. We've got just the one. I'm not going to bother getting it out because we can see in there, but it's well detailed as Photo-etch normally is. We've got the kit number on the part. There's a 2012 logo date on it, but again, there's enough in there, you know, to make it interesting without being too taxing. Nothing worse than if you're not confident on Photo-etch, you get a couple of giant sheets like you do in some of the larger kits. That's manageable to put in. A few bends, not too many, probably half a dozen parts need bends in, and they're just 90-degree bends, so nothing too taxing there. So again, adds a bit of interest to the model, makes it a lot more detail when you build it. And then we've got white metal landing gear legs. Now these are excellent. Add a lot more strength to them. You don't have to worry about it bending its own legs under its own weight. I'm not going to get them out again because they are just 3 metal legs. But well detailed, very well detailed in fact. And they're actually numbered as well. So going by the instruction book, you'll be able to see where they go, no problem at all. So that's a nice touch to get in the kit as well. Decals, we'll come to in a bit, we'll have a look at those after the instructions. So like I say, the instruction book, you get the ordnance markings, pylon, decals, and the decals for the ordnance. Nice colourful green bombs. I'm not even going to pretend to know what they are. Centre fuel line tanks, which are in a 2-tone colour. And they're great paint call-outs. Mr. Hobby, Aqueous, and Mr. Colour, which is always a good touch. Vallejo, which is going to be Model Colour, Model Master, Tamiya, and Humbrol. So cracking layout of paints there. Covers, you know, a lot of bases there, and that's really, really nice to see. Nothing on the back, unfortunately. Like I say, we've got our little newsletter, which comes with most kits and just gives you an overview of what's coming out, and the instruction book. I'm literally at the minute building my, oh that's nice, my first ever Hobbyboss kit. I'm building the 148 ME262. Instructions can be a little bit busy. This one might be different, as you'll see, but it is in fact, it's nowhere near as busy as the decal sheet, the instruction sheet I've got with that 262. The steps are a bit more spread out in this, whereas on mine they're all like together. It's like chuck these 40 parts in this one place and figure it out. Got a bit confusing, but these are much more laid out. So on the ejector seats first, put the cushions on, the rail, the pulls, the handles, painting them, a bit of Photo-etch telling you where to bend them for the harnesses, which is nice. Onto the cockpit tub. This cockpit tub's going to look stunning when it's done. It's going to look really, really nice. So nice and clear there. All the colour cards are there for as you go through. Landing gear using the white metal legs. Fuselage halves together with the intakes, panels, etc. Telling you where to cut and remove stuff. So again, no problem there. Well, we've got a couple of options there, have we? No, it's just telling you where to stick stuff. Front landing gear. Sorry, yeah, I shot there. Front landing gear. Onto the wing roots. And again, nice, clear, concise instructions. They're much clearer than my 262. They're a bit busy on that. If I could reach them, I'd show you. And again, wings together. Yeah, these are real nice instructions, to be fair. Might look a bit busy, but once you get the hang of it, you can see where all the parts go. No problem at all. Don't think it's going to be a really long build either. It looks fairly simple. Taking it, we can have wings extended and wings up, which that's a really nice touch as well. Oh, can you choose to go between them both? Because it gives you the option there. There's a little bar, and then there's a bent bar for the wings up. I wonder if you can go between two. You more than likely can't. Be a real nice touch if you could. Really would. Assembling a nose. Getting the canopies on. That's it. Nothing too taxing in there at all. Whether you're a beginner or, you know, an experienced modeler, you're not going to struggle with those instructions. They're great. Absolutely superb. Put the ordnance on. Does it give us an ordnance layout? Yes, it does on the back, which is nice. Pylons. Assembling the ordnance itself. That's great as well. And then you've got audience layout. I don't know why I keep saying audience. So that can be rather heavily armed, that's for sure. As you can see, Mark 81s and the Mark 20s, you have 3 of each on each pylon. Is that telling me? I'm assuming it is, and if so, that's a heavily armed aircraft. You have a centre fuel line, 3 of those there, my god. Whether they're 3 individual missiles or bombs, I don't know, but if it is, fair play, it's a hell of a loadout. Very good, so instructions, not a problem there at all. The only thing we don't get, and I don't think we get it anywhere, is there's no background info on the aircraft at all, and that's a little bit disappointing, unless I've missed it. No, there isn't any at all. You got your sprue layout there as well. Sorry, I missed that at the beginning. That's a little bit disappointing. It's nice to get a little bit of info. Like me, you know, I'm a modeller. I'm not an aircraft enthusiast. I just like modelling things. I do appreciate aircraft, but you could ask me, you know, what engine's an Intruder. I haven't got a clue. No idea whatsoever, and I'll happily admit that I am not an aircraft buff. I enjoy modelling. So if I come across something like, oh, I wonder what engine's in it, I'll research it then and think, oh right, it's got that in here. Probably won't stick with me, I won't remember. But it's nice to get a little background info on the aircraft. For people like me who don't know much about the aircraft itself, that's a little bit of a shame, a bit disappointing. But I guess we can't know everything. I don't even think it tells us on the box. Oh yeah, we've got a little bit of info on the box, maybe I stand corrected. Grumman A-6 Intruder designed as a replacement for the A-1 Skyraider. First all-weather attack aircraft of the US Navy. The aircraft was called the A-2F before 1962 and got the new name, the A-6 Intruder, in service. The outstanding all-weather capability soon made A-6 the main strike force of the Navy and the Marines and devoted into the Vietnam War. The A-6A were equipped with the Diane system, which was the most advanced navigation targeting system at that time, but the problems of the reliability were solved after a few years. There were 480 A-6As were built and 47 were upgraded to other types. So a little bit of info, not a lot, but we have got a little bit of info. So I was wrong, I didn't look at the box properly, my bad. So there we go. Right, so what I found in instructions, which is nice, I always like getting this, is a colour call out of all the colours and the decals all together, and they look great. It's a fantastic looking aircraft, it really is a beauty. So no problems there. A couple of schemes to choose from. We've got the US Navy VA-35 Black Panthers from USS Enterprise, and we have got US Navy VA-115 Eagles from the USS Midway. Which one will I choose? I reckon it'll be that one for me. I think, I don't know yet, we'll see. And again, colour call out at the bottom, Mr. Hobby Vallejo, Mr. Hobby Aqueous and Mr. Colour, Model Master, Tamiya, Humbro, all the colours are there. And it's a cracking call out. If you want to have a look at it, there it is. I'll hold it there for a second. So I always like getting these colour call out sheets. I think it adds a whole dimension to it. You can't see it in black and white. I don't know why the companies bother doing it, to be honest. It's silly, because that is a cracking resource. When you're painting it or decaling it, it makes such a difference having it in colour. So again, really, really nice to get. Superb. Right, decals. Or decals, depending on how you pronounce it. All packaged, again, in a heat sealed bag with a hole in, which is quite nice. Protective carrier paper on the front. So we've got, let's take it, this is Ordnance markings, is it? It certainly is. So we've got a whole sheet of Ordnance markings. Very, very glossy decals. I don't know if you can see that catching the light. You probably can't. But they are rather glossy. Carrier film is really thick as well. Like, really thick. If you can see the lights are down here, if I can get the light to shine. As good as we're getting today, it is quite thick carrier film. Hopefully that'll lay down well with some microset. If not, they're going to be fun because they are rather glossy. But they're all in register. They're not really clearly defined. I'd expect at 1/48 scale to actually be able to read what they say. And that's just, I can read launch, I think it's launch, front. The rest of it's just gibberish, can't make out. So it's a bit of a shame. Obviously you're not going to stand there reading all the decals on the aircraft when you look at it, but it's always nice to do it. And it can be done because other manufacturers do it. So like I say, there's all the Ordnance markings. Then we've got the actual aircraft markings as well. And the stencils, which thankfully there isn't 100 of. Well, there probably is actually, well, hundreds. Stars and bars. Again, rather glossy, quite a bit of marring on there. Maybe you can see that on these. But the carrier film's not as thick on these as the others, so hopefully they'll lay down well. Again, these are legible. You can actually read what most of them say, apart from some of the smaller ones. If I come in a little bit so you can see. Some of the smaller ones you can't quite make out, but the others you can. So it's not too much of a drama. but overall they look okay. Hopefully they'll go down well. They won't cause any problems. At the end of the day, you can always go aftermarket if you so wish. Depends what I'm going to use mine for. I've not decided yet. I have no idea. But there we go. There's Hobbyboss's 1/48 A-6A Intruder. Looks a great kit. A little bit of the panel lines are a bit vague on the fuselage. A little bit of flash here and there, but overall, cracking kit. It's going to build a stunning model. Lots of nice touches like the colour call out, Photo-etch, a couple of decal markings as well. So, you know, for 40 quid, 44 quid, you get a lot for your money. It's going to build quite a nice size model, and if I may go wings up for a change, we shall see on it, see what it looks like. And that's it. So another kit, someone's very lucky to win on the forum. Thank you very much, Tim of Value Kits as normal. It's a Meng Merkava for May, which is a cracking kit, and I'll be reviewing that later on in the month as well. So the review's late. It should have been out in April. I've just been very, very busy, like we said in the news show, and I didn't have time. So there we go. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you liked the review. Whoever wins it, congratulations. You got a cracking kit. And I'll speak to you guys on the forum. So take care. See you soon.